Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Saiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudri Ashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavate Uttam Sloke Bhakti Bhavati. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text number 12. Dhanam cha dharmaika palam yato vai Gnanam savignanam anuprashanti Gruhesu yunjanti kalevarasya Mrutyum na pashyanti durantaviryam. Dhanam wealth cha also dharma ekapalam, whose only proper fruit is religiosity, yataha from which why indeed gnanam knowledge, savignanam along with direct realization, anuprashanti and subsequent liberation from suffering, graheshu in their homes, yunjanti they utilize, kalevarasya of their material body, mrutyum the death, na pashyanti they cannot see, duranta insurmountable, viryam the power of which. Translation purport given by Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada. The only proper fruit of acquired wealth is religiosity, on the basis of which one can acquire a philosophical understanding of life that eventually matures into direct perception of the absolute truth and thus liberation from all suffering. Materialistic persons, however, utilize their wealth simply for the advancement of their family situation. They fail to see the insurmountable death will soon destroy the frail material body. Those things that comes under the control of the proprietor are called dhanam or wealth. When a foolish person becomes addicted to spending all of his hard-earned money to increase the prestige of his material body and family, he is no longer able to see how death is steadily approaching his own body, as well as temporary bodies of his family and friends. Mrityu Sarva Harasaham. The Supreme Lord appears as all powerful death, which destroys all material situations. Actually, even in family life, one should use one's wealth for spiritual advancement of oneself and one's family. In the Krishna conscious movement, there are many religious householders who live a simple, peaceful life and use their wealth for arranging Krishna conscious activities at home and for helping the renounced brahmacharis and sannyasis who are actively preaching Krishna consciousness in public places. Such householders, even those who are not able to dedicate 100% of their energy to Krishna consciousness, gradually acquire very solid understanding of the spiritual principles of life, eventually become transcendentalist, firmly fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna. They thus free themselves from all the anxieties of conditioned life, namely birth, old age, disease, and death. Life without Krishna consciousness is actually poverty, but the poverty-stricken materialist, whose intelligence is limited, cannot perceive that real wealth is the expansion of consciousness up to the highest level of Krishna consciousness, love of God. Such persons raise their children to be just like animals, having as their only goal false prestige and material sense gratification. Such materialistic householders fear that excessive interest in spiritual life may damage the ambition of their children to acquire false material prestige. Actually, death will smash all of the endeavors and plans of such spiritually impoverished materialistic. Family life and wealth are used for Krishna consciousness. One will learn to discriminate between the eternal and the non-eternal, between spirit and matter, between bliss and anxiety, and thus the living entity will become liberated and go beyond more theoretical knowledge to acquire the highest perfectional benediction of eternal Krishna conscious life. Limited sensory knowledge, pratyaksha gnana, is useless without theoretical spiritual knowledge. Paroksha gnana, which gradually matures with careful cultivation into the direct realized knowledge, and this soul aparoksha gnana. The word anuprashanti in this version indicates that by spiritual knowledge one achieves the most sublime state of eternal peace and bliss far beyond the dreams of materialistic conditioned soul. Hare Krishna. So this is about the this sloka 11.5.12 is about the people who are become more addicted to spending all of his hard earned money to increase the prestige of his material body. You can see in this modern world, people organize marriages, social functions, etc., etc., and they spend not lakhs, crores of rupees they spend comparing to their relatives, comparing to their friends. They also attend those particular social functions, and they see that ample number of dishes are provided to the relatives and friends during that particular social functions, and that provokes him also uh, to organize in a more gorgeous manner, like thousand times better than him. Like if he's spending for catering some 50, 60 lakhs, he will be spending some crores rupees, like organizing um, multiple types of food drains, like 100 varieties, 150 varieties, 200 varieties, putting for every dish one stall, and for sitting arrangements they spend lakhs of rupees, and people even doesn't even um, eat so many types of food. A normal person or a heavy eater also cannot have so much dishes. Even if we take so much dishes, definitely has to go to the go and approach the doctor and take some medicines for indigestion or something like that. See, the point is, the question is, how much ever you spend, there will be some bad reputation or some dispute, or um, some bills due to enviousness and due to jealous, they say something and they go. And that way it is only a 24 hours function also. It's not eternal. Nobody is going to stay, nobody is going to point out, nobody is going to give any uh, award, Padma Bhushan award for that. So why we should send so much crores for that? Actually, the real Vivaha Samskara is inviting a genuine Pandit who is very qualified in Vedas, so that he can imbibe, he can generate, or he can create very auspiciousness, spiritual atmosphere during particular samskara. That is the best thing. That is the not best thing. That should be done always. That must be done. Rather, doing this, people are so much just because of prestige and just because of fame, um, and want to get good recognition from the society and from the people of their own relatives. They spend so much. Some people, they sell their property, and they organize big functions in a very grand manner. So what is the use of doing all these things? We are not saying don't organize, but be in your limits. After all, the bride and bridegroom is going to lead the life. For them, what is necessity in the future, that we can do it for their safety, for their um, well-being. We can do whatever we want, keeping the shastras as a base, or shastras as a what we can say, the guidance of a very good Vaishnava or a spiritual master or a good devotee. We can do everything. We can invite everyone, offer food nicely to the Lord, and we can distribute the prasadam for everyone, and we can do some spiritual entertainment activities also. So people are Yes, spending lot of they're making a colossal waste. Actually, even in a family life, one should use wealth for spiritual advancement of oneself and one's family. In Krishna conscious movement, there are many religious householders who live a simple, peaceful life and use their wealth for arranging Krishna conscious activities at home, for helping and renounced brahmacharis and sannyasis who are actively preaching Krishna conscious in public places. So, the main core subject is Janma Mrityu Jaravadi. One should avoid all these things. One should try to avoid these and focus on these particular four issues. If these four issues are solved, then your life is success. So, Grahastha's main duty is to invite the renounced persons, saintly persons, brahmacharis, sponsor them whatever they want uh, for spreading Krishna conscious movement, and always feed them with good sumptuous prasadam. Take enlightenment from them. Um, when the Lord has given so much opulence, wealth, power, everything for you, then utilize those opulences and energies for the satisfaction of the Lord, because He is the one who gives everything. It's not that you from your knowledge, from your talent, and from your communicate, from your skill, ability, you earned all these things. No, it's it's Lord who is giving everything to you. It's not from your own expertise. So, like we can uh, uh, give a nice illustration for this. A father brings very delicious sweets from a famous sweet shop for his son's birthday, and opens the box and keeps the cake, put the cake, piece of a cake in the son's mouth. A very good son, a very humble son, um, a real son to a father does what actually he says. I first of all don't put that particular cake in my mouth. First, because you are my father, you are everything for me, you are the life and soul. So I will cut the cake and I will first offer to you. So it is given by father only, but still with love and affection, a son uh, re-offers to the Lord, offers to the Lord. I mean, offers to his father. That is the real love. That is the way we should cultivate such type of cultures. We should teach these principles to our childrens. So Lord's powers and energies are not. It should not be misused, but it should be reused for the purpose of serving the supreme personality of Godhead. Like how Hanuman was empowered with huge powers by Ram. But what Hanuman did, he never misused for his own selfishness or his own sense gratification. He went to Lanka, he searched for Sita, he got the whereabouts of Sita, and he spoke to Sita as how son speaks to as he speaks to your mother. And whatever the assignment is given by the Lord, he finished it and he came off using Lord's empowerment for his own concert. That's how we should use the powers or energies of the Lord. So when it is given, we should not puffed up, saying that, hey, who is that person to give me energies and intelligence? It is me. It's my energy. It's my hard work. It's my hardship that I have gained, earned, and I slogged like anything. No, no. Pure devotee says like this. Real pure devotee always uh, he takes the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, and he always dependent on Krishna's mercy and compassion. We can see how Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj has written that Sharanagati. uh, song. From that we can make out there are some 6 points how a devotee should surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord. One point is fully dependence on Lord, and another very important point is he doesn't have he doesn't have any support, help, or what we can say, no shelter at all except Lord's lotus feet. Except Lord's lotus feet doesn't have. He doesn't have any what can I say, any shelter except Lord's lotus feet. That's how a devotee should be. That's how in the material world a person should lead a life. Because whatever we earn in our life, it's all from Krishna only. 10th chapter he says, I am the sound from the ether. I am the sound from the ether, he says, and I am the fragrance from the earth. Everything comes from me only. In the 10th chapter, if you see the vibhutis of Krishna, everything he says from me only. I am the first letter Ha in the alphabetics, and I am the Meru in Parvatas. I am Meru. In devotees, I am Prahlad Maharaj. Among devotees, among rishis, I am Bhrugumani. He says, among pure devotees, I am Narada Muni. He says, lot of things he says in 10th chapter. The whole chapter is he says everything comes from me only. He says I am the Kala. The Kala is my representative. He says, and Omkara, the word Vedic hymn Omkara is also from me. He says. So that's how Lord's, if Lord empower us or the Guru empower us, we can use it for his own service. Just dovetail our services for the um, service of the Lord. We should sacrifice and dedicate everything for his for spreading his Krishna conscious movement. Hare Krishna.